Creative Magic Club.
Hi, Sarah Mack here from withsarahmack.com, and I have a very special transmission today, which is a celebration of my 5-year anniversary of my coaching business. Oh my God, I can't believe it's been 5 years, and I've been reflecting. I just did a really great interview. And I love doing interviews because the questions always cause me to reflect and bring up, parts of my story, which I'm not always focused on. And so reconnecting back to them, there's always so much insight to gather over time. And this has inspired this episode of just some 5 core truths that have been true for me throughout 5 years in my dream coaching business. So bearing in mind, I became an entrepreneur 2 years before. I started my coaching business in 2017. I became an entrepreneur in 2015, and that's when I became a copywriter. And that's what I was doing for the first 2 years. And I launched my copywriting agency also in 2017, but way earlier. And that really quickly evolved into my coaching business. And things I'm proud of, things I'm celebrating are that I've been making consistent money. I haven't been making the same money, but I've made money every single month since I started. And yeah, it hasn't been linear growth. It's been ups and downs. But consistently I've made thousands of dollars, even if it's been $1,000 to $3,000 to, all the way up to $24,000, do it in a month, doing it my own way, doing it exactly the way that I want to, and trying so many new things and growing so much and evolving so much. But actually, consistently supporting my life through this business, which I love. And I think that's the other, first of all, income wise, it's crazy to think how, my copywriting business was doing well. I got to a 50K income with that in 2017. And then by the beginning of 2018, I was making 5-figure months in my coaching business. And by, I think it was June of 2018, I'd had my first 6-figure year to date. And, sometimes it's been a little bit more than 6 figures, sometimes it's been a little under, but I've consistently supported my life through my business and created so much freedom and had so much freaking fun along the way. And I think this is my biggest win, is that it's consistently been fun for me. Sometimes people are like, oh, it's so hard when you have your business, it's really stressful. And I'm not going to say that I haven't been stressed. I've been extremely fucking stressed, but usually the cause of stress isn't my business. Yes, the variable income, and yes, the variability of what I'm doing. There have been inconsistent moments, and there have been huge months followed by not so huge months. But that was more what was causing more stress was my financial management, not the amount of money, not my income. And just the habit of everything that came in going out the door, and, working on my financial management, my systems, my processes, my support. I thankfully, because my business was born in the middle of a burnout, I've been completely unavailable to burnout because of my business. And I've been very streamlined, very strategic, very simplistic in my business strategy, and got really good, really fast at the things that really matter. And I've been really consistent around those things. So that's what I'm going to talk about today and to share with you. But coming back to fun and stress, I feel like my business has given me the freedom to navigate some real life stress situations. Look at the pandemic. I got trapped across the border from my partner for 5 months, and thank goodness my business was location independent and allowed me to keep working through the pandemic. Thank goodness. Having symptoms of CPTSD, chronic fatigue, my chronic fatigue was like pretty much over by the time I started my coaching business, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, yeah. But because I had an energy crisis, right in the moment when I started my coaching business, that forced me to allow myself to have space for my health. And my business has given me space for my health when I have needed space and flexibility to take care of like very, very variable energy levels. As I've been through challenges with immigration, with, going through healing childhood trauma, difficult relationships, long distance international relationship with my partner, which we were doing for 7 years. Like my business really supported me through all of that life stuff, which just like would have been so much more stressful if I hadn't been location independent and I hadn't had that flexibility and I hadn't been my own boss and been able to call my own schedule. And, obviously, we always figure it out no matter what life throws at us, but I'm very, very grateful with the support, the flexibility, the consistency, the nourishment, the fun. And my business really has been a place where I've consistently experienced joy and connection and fulfillment and creative expression. And another thing I'm really proud of is clients. Like I have loved every single one of my clients. Hasn't mean I haven't had problem clients. In the beginning, there was a couple of clients who had a throwing their toys out of the pram moment of resistance and were like a little bit of a headache for a while, but like that was it. Since then, I've had such good boundaries. I've had clear communication, and I've only attracted incredible people into my world that have been an absolute joy to work with. Many of whom I've built, connections with, ongoing connections and friendships with, and just so many amazing people that I feel so grateful to know. And I'm so, so freaking grateful for that and for the internet for bringing these people to me. So that has been consistent. And I think these are my biggest wins. Like it's consistently been fun for me. Obviously there's been growth challenges, but ones that I've always consciously chosen and taken on and grown through. I've always had fun. I've had amazing clients and I've had consistent money and consistent flexibility and freedom. So here are the truths. Here is what really, really matters and what really stands out to me as just like the mainstay that helped me to create so much success in the right out of the gate with my coaching business that I have, continued to lean on and leverage. That has really allowed me to continue all of these things for such a long time. So number one is energy management matters. It really, really matters. And it's not rocket science. It's not like magic. It's really, number one, how do we support our physical body? Sleep, good food, supplementation, breathing, like exercising and oxygenating our body, sunlight, spending time outside, like just meeting our basic human needs on a very, very, very consistent basis. These things really, really make a difference. And obviously, emotional wellness and mental health that comes from practices like meditation and mindset work. Like I've been very, very, very fucking consistent with all of these things. And I think, again, that was the gift of starting a business on my way out of a burnout is I had to have these habits in place. I had to be doing everything within my power to restore my health, to allow myself to really build back my energy levels. And then that really was such a fabulous foundation to stepping into entrepreneurship, because I knew that they had to be there, because I didn't have a margin of error. Like I had chronic fatigue for 5 years. So I had to do everything within my power to be building my energy reserves back up again. And I just continued with those habits, and I've continued to have consistent energy. And of course, I've had times where, you know, I feel like shit, or I'm going through like a big emotional healing crisis, or a meltdown, or a life drama, or trauma. But you know, these tools that I've developed always allow me to bounce back faster and always allow me to stay committed at some level, even if it's at a very small level, but being able to consistently commit to the things that support me and to the things that support my business to continue supporting me. So energy management matters, and it's the small daily choices, you know, like, am I gonna have that extra glass of wine, or am I gonna skip alcohol altogether today and tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day? Am I gonna go to bed a little bit earlier? Am I gonna, you know, have less screen time? Am I gonna have less screen time? Am I going to say no to hanging out with that person that just leaves me so freaking de-energized? Or am I not going to engage in that argument with my partner that I just don't, you know, want to expend energy around right now? It's those small moment to moment choices that add up over time. Energy management matters. It's the small choices day to day. So that's the first one. The second one is consistency matters. And I think, you know, the way that I break it down, I used to be really one of those people who would be like, oh, I'll just go all in on this thing and like get really good at this thing, and then I'll get to the other things. You know, it's like, oh, I'll just like go fast and hard and create a result, and then I'll deal with all of those other things later. And very quickly I discovered that that is just not a sustainable strategy, and it doesn't work. But what does work is doing a little bit every day and being consistent, and really cultivating a flow around the things that really, you know, move the needle. Consistency matters, and here's why. It creates momentum. So, you know, let's take social media marketing, for example. Like, I was posting every day from day one, and I definitely don't, like, I show up on the internet every day still. Do I create every day? No. And now I've obviously got like a giant bank of content that we can repurpose. I also, you know, I've had worked with various different types of social media managers and been able to outsource that work. So I can show up every day without actually doing work every day. But in the beginning, I showed up every day because creating that process, getting good at that skill was, you know, something that really went on to serve and support me. And what happens is the momentum. So, you know, it's like when you post something and then you sell and then nobody buys, and you're like, like either that's going to be a big emotional sucking drama that's going to make you not want to show up again tomorrow, or you're going to have the attitude of consistency and momentum where you're like, cool, maybe not one single person even saw this, maybe not one single person even liked this, but maybe next week somebody is going to discover something that I posted that day and then go down the rabbit hole and read this later on and then end up buying my stuff. And just recognizing that it is chipping away, and those conversations and those times you show up, they all add up. They're all adding up. They're all, you know, leading to that time where you have that like multiple 5-figure launch and like everybody signs up at the same time and you're like popping the champagne. I don't think I've ever popped champagne around any result in my business. I really should do that. I should celebrate my 5-year anniversary. But consistency matters. The momentum carries you, right? Instead of like putting all the pressure and trying to do everything all at once, trying to make it so perfect like that, and just strangling your creativity, is really being open to the flow, your intuition, your creativity, and most importantly, this leads me to my next point, having fun matters. It matters so freaking much. And I think this has also been another superpower of mine that a lot of people don't have when it comes to business, I'm realizing, is like forcing ourselves to do things that we don't want to do. I've had a very low tolerance for that. And, you know, yes, I've done things that are hard. Yes, I've found hard, that I've had lots of resistance around. I've learned loads of new skill sets that, yeah, I had resistance around learning. I was like, I'm not interested in Facebook ads. I don't want to get good at Facebook ads or, email automation, like so much resistance, and just like refusing to do it until, it just gets to the point where I see how the benefit of some of these things actually is going to create more fun for me. And sometimes it just took a while for me to see that sometimes the things that I thought weren't fun, and didn't want to do, they had their place, and I came around to it in my own time, and obviously, get help and support and outsource things that I don't like doing. Because it's very, very, very difficult for me to stay consistent at things that I don't like doing. So, and I've definitely been through a bit of a relationship with doing something consistently, like social media content, like writing posts, and then being going into some strategic overthinking and really sucking the fun out of things, and then having to remind myself how this was fun for me and why this is fun for me, and to allow it to continue to be fun for me in the way that it originally was when I said yes to it, and to get my overthinking brain out of sucking the fun out of business and out of the creative expression that it is and has the capability to be when we allow that. So seeing that really is a mindset, and seeing that everything is a choice. You don't have to market on social media. You don't have to, build a brand in that way. There's a million other ways that you can get your business in front of somebody. But if you like working from home, and you love being location independent, and you love being able to make money with just your iPhone, and to be able to connect with amazing people and create world-changing impact, it's fun, right? It's fun when we let it be. So, and if it's not fun, we get to change our mindset, we get to change the way that we're doing it or the approach that we're taking to it, or we get to outsource it. So my next truth is having confidence matters. It really matters. And this was one of my earliest lessons in business, that confidence is actually a choice. Confidence is a choice. It's a set of thoughts that we think, and it's a focus. Am I focusing on the value of what I have to offer, or am I focusing on my fear? That's really what confidence is choosing to focus on the value that you have, choosing to embody that, choosing to own that, choosing to communicate that, choosing to feel it, choosing to really feel connected to it. And how we feel connected to it is through a story, is through the story that we're telling. And it's so easy when we're doing new things and we're taking big leaps that all of the risks become very, very loud, and our brain is focused on those. And confidence is, acknowledging the fears and being yeah, but here's all the value that's available right now for me and for others. Here's all the good that is possible when I show up and I follow through on this idea, and giving ourselves permission to stay excited about it, because the reason we said yes to it is because we were inspired and because we were excited about it. And so confidence is giving ourselves permission to stay excited about the thing we're genuinely excited about. And obviously that can change and that will evolve. But choosing to be in the story of this is good, I am good, and this is good for you, right? Because we sell differently when we have that mindset. We create differently when we have that mindset. We deliver differently when we have that mindset. And nobody wants a coach or a mentor who's overthinking if they're good enough to be helping you. They want you to be laser focused on supporting you, present with you, listening to you, looking for ways that they can support you, and blind spots that you might be having and breakthroughs that are possible for you. That is the result of a confident perspective, because an unconfident perspective is a lot of unhelpful noise. It's when the TV is black and white and it's zzz, Nobody likes that. It's aggravating. It's not valuable. There's a breakdown in communication. It's not fun. Nothing can get through that. And it's really a waste of time, energy, space, and attention. So choose confidence. Practice choosing. Why is this valuable? Why is this a valuable pursuit? Why am I good at this? Why do I have value? How do I have value to offer? Why is that a good thing? And really training that mindset and just giving yourself permission to be excited by what you're doing. And, you know, navigating the growth and when the fears come up and just knowing how to move through those and get back into that place of excited creativity, consistent creativity. So the final truth is, you know, and this connects back to having fun. This connects back to consistency. And it also connects back to energy management, which is alignment. And really following what you care about really, really matters. And I think that's why I've had so much fun consistently in my business. Because I've made a lot of leaps and I've made a lot of pivots and changes and tweaks, and I haven't, you know, just stuck to one thing month after month after month, year after year after year. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but, you know, maybe I would have made like shitloads more money doing that. And I've probably avoided some growth that, you know, would come through actually doing that. But following the fun, following my alignment, has allowed me to always feel like I'm doing the work that I care about. I've never felt like I'm just doing this for the money, or I'm just doing this because I said I was going to do it. I've always felt like I genuinely care about what I'm doing right now. And that feels really good. And that's why my business feels fun. And that's why it feels like freedom to me. And it feels like soul expression. And that has allowed me to maintain my energy around my business, because there's nothing that sucks the life out of me more than trying to push myself through something that I'm either like massively in resistance to, or that I'm just in resistance to, or that I don't want, or that I think is a means to an end. So yeah, just knowing that I always have that freedom of choice, like that's really important to me. And obviously there's a lot of uncertainty that comes with that, and that's not for everybody. And people respond to that in different ways. And I think coming from a background as like a freelancer and working in film crews, like I've never had a contracted job. And I remember in the beginning when I first started working on film crews being like, well, okay, I've got one job, but now what? And it's like, you don't find out about your next job until like 10 o'clock the night before. So I don't really remember that time super well. It was a really long time ago. But obviously I went through that learning process then of learning to trust, of like, oh, okay, if I show up and I do my best and I do a good job, then I'm going to get called for another job, and then I'm going to get called for another job, and then I'm going to get called for another job. And that really allowed me to see, like, you can take a leap into the unknown. You can be in this path of like, I don't really know what's coming next, but something will come. And to keep moving forward one step at a time. And yeah, and I think along, you know, much further along, down along that line, I learned how to start saying no to things that I wasn't just saying yes out of fear that nothing else would come along, but I started to say no to things that didn't feel good, you know, while creating opportunities, and continuing to say yes to the things that I did want to have more of. And that to me is what alignment looks like. It's not just saying yes to more of the things that you want, that are leading you towards the vision that you really desire, that you really see yourself in down the line in like 5 years. But it's saying no to the things that are, you know, taking up your time, energy, and schedule, that are, you know, getting in the way. Energy management, it matters Be consistent with it daily. Support yourself. Consistency matters in all of the things, in business, in selling, in serving your clients, in following through, in energy management. Consistency matters, because when we do a little bit every day, money mindset particularly, always talk about that one. When we do a little bit every day, that creates momentum that over time creates huge change. How I went from, becoming an entrepreneur and being at a 6-figure income within 15, 16, 17, 18, 4 years. Thinking I had 0 monetizable skills, had so much to learn, which I did, but I was able to make money along the way. Momentum matters, just showing up every day, taking a little bit of action, doing your best. Having fun matters, choosing the things that are fun for you. You really get to choose whatever the fuck you want in entrepreneurship. That's why we come into it in the first place, right? Having fun really matters. Choose the things that are fun for you now, because there's no point in trying to force yourself through something super freaking painful because you think it's like just for the sake of growth, right? Maybe that's where I differ in perspective from some people. But I'm like, have fun now. Like, this is your life now. What if you died next year and you were just like, oh, I just spent the entire year suffering through this thing because I thought it would get me to a place where I would feel happier. Like, no, have fun now. Enjoy your days now. Choose the things that feel fun today. And your life and your business will continue to feel fun year after year after year. Having confidence matters. It's a choice. Choose to remember that you're a motherfucking badass and you have so much value to offer and you're amazing, and how lucky are people that they get to work with you, because your work is amazing. Choose that perspective. It makes life, business, strategy, energy, everything so much more simple and powerful when you choose that perspective. And alignment and following what you care about. Like, follow your heart, even if it's like, take this wild and crazy risk, take this massive change. They might not work out, but it's going to be fun and you're going to learn things along the way and you'll figure it out. And learning what it is to be consistent with things that you need to feel safe and secure, and like you have a net to fall back on when you are taking these risks and pivots and changes. And the more you do this, the more you'll look back and see, actually, the faster I follow my alignment, the faster, the better it gets. So I hope that you took away some nuggets and got some insights and channeled some of your own, downloads and wisdom around your own business, things that you're feeling called to make changes around, things that you're feeling called to commit to even more deeply. And I would love to know like what those insights were, what's something that you're gonna follow through on that came up for you from listening today. And this week I have a very special offer. If you know that you're ready to create a 6-figure dream business that's fun for you, that creates more and more time freedom and joy and alignment and soul expression and impact through scalable high-ticket group coaching programs, high-ticket private mentorship, and passive income through digital information products, Freedom Club is the place to do that with my support, with everything that got me to where I am, all the skills, all the strategies, all the energy management to help you create your own unique vision of your dream life and business. And when you join by Friday, you get the bonus of 4 one-on-one calls with me. You can dive into your astrology, your money identity, your business strategy, your energy management, your money mindset, anything you like. And you get 10 months of access, 12 months of access for the price of 10. So how cool is that we get to roll into 2023 together? Just imagine where you'll be at the end of 2023. It took me 1 year to get to 6 figures, and so much is possible with that consistent commitment and that consistent support. And most importantly, this is the most important benefit of having support, is it makes it fun. It makes it fun. Whatever is fun is easier to stay consistent with, is easier to create momentum around, will fast track you to the results that you desire and that you're meant for. So go to withsarahmac.com/freedom club to check out all the details. You get all access to all of my programs, bundles, courses, other live programs that I'm going to be running, to dive into at your own pace. Obviously, I'm there to guide you to specific trainings as and when it's appropriate for you in your process and wherever it is you're navigating in your business. Just having that consistent support is so valuable to keep you on track, keep you aligned with your vision of what it is you truly desire to be creating and living in your life and business. And I cannot wait for whoever is going to join us next. It's such a powerful container. I absolutely love and adore running this this mastermind. Please feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at Creative Magic Club, or on Facebook if you have any questions or you want to chat about if this is a good fit for you. And I'm so excited to support you. Please leave a review on iTunes and support the show so that we can get this content out there to more creative entrepreneurs out there who deserve to be making more money and having more freedom, being their badass selves. And thank you so much for watching, and I'm sending you so much love. Bye. For more inspirational content, head over to my website withsarahmac.com, and please support the show by liking, commenting, and subscribing.